How many clippers do you need? Well, I guess it depends on what level, how long you've been cutting hair. If you're just beginning, trying to become a barber school, I would say find a pair of clippers that you like. You know, you're gonna have to experiment. In barber school, I went through a lot of clippers to see what I liked. I found out I liked the masters. So you might like Babyliss Boost FX. You might like Low Pro FX. You might like corded seniors. You might like cutting with detachables. So if you're in school, that would be a good exploration phase. I know you don't have a lot of money, but you can always trade clippers. And that's what I did. We did a lot of trading of clippers because I got some Oster fast feeds, and I found out that I didn't really like them right away because I felt the blade was really slow and I was used to the masters. So I ended up trading them, and I ended up getting some detachables, and then I ended up getting detachable metal clips. So if you're in barber school, do the barter system, save your money or whatever. If you're tight on a budget and you can't do it, probably check a lot of reviews online and see what company clipper you like the best. You know, if you're old school, Wahl, Andis. New school, you got Gamma, Stylecraft, Babyliss. For me, I still love the Masters the best. My second go-to pair would be the Boost FX. I like the battery life, and I'm used to the Maglite style of the clipper now. So if you're doing 10 plus haircuts a day, you're probably gonna need two cordless trimmers because one battery is gonna run low. You're not either plug it in and cut with it plugged in, but the cord might fall out, or you would just rotate two clippers. You know, if you're doing more than 10, I would recommend probably a detachable in there so you can mow down some bulk. If you're doing 15 haircuts a day, you work by a military base and you got to cut a lot of skin fades, you know, get you detachables. They go through hair. Once you learn how to cut with those, they're great anyway. Trimmers, you're probably gonna need two pair of trimmers because you're gonna want one pair for lineups, for detail, and then you're probably gonna want like a bulk trimmer to skin fade with, or you can get away. You need two trimmers minimum, no matter who you are, because if you chip a tooth or something, you know, you're screwed. So I have a favorite pair of trimmers, and those are my gold ones. And if something happened to those, I'd be highly upset. And I got an old blade on them. They don't even cut that good anymore, but I feel comfortable with them. And you know, I have backup trimmers just in case. The green ones, the patty cuts. But yeah, I would say two clippers, two trimmers to be safe. If you're gonna go corded, you can get away with one clipper and some cool care. Keep it disinfected, keep the blade from being, you know, the corded clippers, the blades tend to get hotter, I guess because of the whole way everything works. But you know, you could do a corded clipper, and probably it's safe to have two of everything just in case. The only thing I don't have two of is a shaver. If I get a hole in my shaver or something, I'll use the other side of the shaver. Lord forbid my shaver just conked out on me. You know, I probably had to borrow my neighbor's shaver. But other than that, you know, two of everything, one backup, or just rotate them. That's what I do. I end up rotating stuff because, you know, stuff gets hot, stuff if the battery goes low. And you know, and it's a good way. Now what I don't recommend doing is buying every single clipper that came out. So for example, when the Boost FX came out, I was like, well, this is a worthy upgrade of the originals. And my originals, the blade was getting dull and the battery life was conking out to like 25 minutes and they were dead. So when the Boost came out, I said, okay, well, I'm doubling my battery life and I'm getting a more powerful motor. And so I said, well, that's a worthy upgrade for my money, because the other ones I needed to change a lot of stuff on them anyway. And then right after that, the Snap FX came out. I didn't go buy the Snap FX because it's the boost with another battery. That would have been a waste of my money. And what I'm not gonna do on my channel is just review stuff and sell it to you guys as this is the holy grail, the greatest thing. The Snap FX is pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, if you have no clippers and you can go Snap FX, that's cool. But if you already have clippers, I'm not gonna drop that much money on clippers because I can switch the battery out when I could rotate for the same price. I can get 2 clippers pretty much and just, you know, interchange them. That's just me. I still haven't got to the Gamma or the Stylecraft Sabers trimmers yet because I already have 2 or 3 trimmers. I'm gonna do that one because that's something that a lot of the barbers are gonna use coming up. So they should be a staple in the barber game, at least if not the best, second best. That's what I'm hearing. I can do that and I don't need a trimmer, but that will help the people coming forward to see if it's a good trimmer or not. And yeah, so if you're fresh in the game, try to find what style of clipper you like. You know, Masters, they got the long blade. They cut a lot differently. Cordless Seniors, they got the really good fade blade. They cut like really good. They're traditionally great clippers. You can go corded. I still know people that have corded Seniors and corded T-outliners, and they cut with those. And they haven't bought no clippers. If something breaks, the cord goes bad, they just buy a new pair of clippers, and they're like $60 or whatever. They're cheap. So find out the style of clipper you like, and don't just overbuy stuff. Don't just buy the new and greatest stuff because everyone's saying. Of course, if these people are getting free clippers, they're not going to be like, this isn't that much better or this is not something you need, because they're not going to get free clippers no more. They're going to be like, why am I giving you clippers if you're not going to make my product sell? They're giving clippers to be reviewed, to be sold, which is what you're supposed to do. But I'm not going to just sell everybody on clippers on this channel. I'm going to show you what you need. You got some barber tutorials. You got how to maintain clippers. You got a little bit of everything. But right now, the newest clippers that came out, Snaps, not gonna get them. They're too much money, and I already have the Boost. Now, for example, if the Boost didn't come out and the Snap FX came out first, then I might have sprung for the money to buy them. That's a marketing thing. I don't know what they were doing with that, but I might have bought the Snap FX if I didn't buy the Boost. But as recommendations, I would say if you don't mind the size of the Boost FX, I really like those clippers, and I like that fade blade. The Low Pros, that blade is really tough, especially for new barbers. So you're gonna throw another blade on there, and that's gonna add up to your cost. You can do that. They feel good. They got good clicky sound. The Masters, you get a lot of power. They run out of power in like 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, but they just got a lot of power in that blade. Something to be said about the Master blade. The greatest blade of all time. Some people say the Fusion blade is better or whatnot, but yeah, I don't know. If you're cutting every style of hair, from coarse hair to thin hair, the Master blade will not fail you. It's tried and true for years, tens of years, decades. Trimmer wise, I still have a pair of corded T-outliners. So if you're gonna do, you can watch my video on how to adjust those, because those need to be adjusted all the time because they get out of adjustment. Those are good debulking clipper, and when you get those hidden, still ridiculous. The best trimmer ever. They're just really hard to get hit. You got to know what you're doing. Boost FX or the Gold FX trimmer, that's a beautiful machine right there. And that's why I really haven't gotten into too much other stuff, because that clipper's still so good. It's like, why am I spend money for testing out all these other trimmers? And that thing is pretty much as good as it can get. Like I can't see nothing better than that. But I'm gonna check out these savers for you guys. But that's me rambling in a nutshell. I hope you guys like the video. Subscribe, and I'll be back to you on another one.